What's up, everyone? I am the Kaiju no Kami, and this news report is brought to you by Patreon. Patreon. Blah, 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 blah. How is everyone doing today? How have you been since my last news report? As you probably saw, I put a lot of videos from A-Kon from last weekend up online, and the convention was good, but not great. When it came to interacting with the cosplayers and the fans, it was great. It was fun. In fact, I actually want to give a little shout out to Thomas, who is a fan of the channel that I ran into at the convention. That was cool. Great to meet you. I wish we had more time to talk, but they're pretty strict in those autograph lines, and for fair purposes. But I hope you had a good time, and yeah, if any of you guys ever see me at a convention, just come up and say hi, even if I look busy. On the other hand, unlike my interviews with the cosplayers in the not-so-fun stuff, well, first, the convention had outgrown the hotel it was at a few years ago when I was there. So they're at the Fort Worth Convention Center now, and their stuff split between 3 other hotels for events, and it was kind of a mess. For one thing, there was a lot of misleading advertising. Like they said there was 24-hour gaming, but the hotel where the game stuff was in closed the rooms up at midnight, which kind of made it where it wasn't really 24-hour gaming, but because they had a DDR machine in the hallway, it's 24-hour gaming, so that kind of sucked. The concerts, or they had these raves that were going on that were only an hour long for some reason, and it was just a mess overall. In fact, we never got to attend any panels. It was a combination of being busy and we just didn't feel like walking to one of the other hotels to attend a panel. And then on the press side, it was kind of disastrous. They forgot about us for practically the entire weekend. Weeks beforehand, they had us type up a list of people we'd like to interview and then interview questions. So we did all that. Come Saturday night, they didn't even remember that we even sent them a list. And then the lady looks at our list and is like, oh, we can do an interview with him tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow morning comes along, still nothing. Suddenly they text us like 40 minutes beforehand, hey, you can interview J. Michael Tatum at 2 o'clock. Like, okay, cool, but we already had other stuff we had planned because we pretty much gave up on being able to interview people. So that was not fun. We didn't really feel like we really got to do enough as press. But you know what? Fine. Whatever. It is what it is. The convention gave us badges. We did what we could and we went with it. And we did enjoy most of what we experienced. So, whatever. Cool. Despite this, I will say the convention is worth going for the Water Gardens alone. The Water Gardens is the area where I did a lot of my cosplay interviews. That area is awesome. That was worth it. That was like the best thing out of any convention I've been to. Also at A-Kon, I came across this out-of-print movie, War in Space. Discotheque was selling a copy at their booth for $15, so I bought it, of course. And I'm curious to watch this because I've never seen this movie before. So this should be good. This will be added to all the other Toho movies I have to review, that I will someday review. Maybe I'll make this be my next Toho movie sometime this summer. Although, is that the Etrigan? Or the Matango? Maybe I need to review Etrigan before I review this one. Or maybe it's just a similar looking ship. I don't know. Oh well, I'll figure that out later. Speaking of reviews, I hope you guys enjoyed my Changeman review. That was interesting. Like I said, for being highly hyped up, I was not impressed with it. But, I mean, this is where I'm at right now thinking about it. All the 80 Sentai series are pretty much one-dimensional. It's all based on just a weekly adventure of everything happening with the formula, and that's it for a year straight. I don't think the shows back then were meant to have any character development, which means when I watched the series from the 90s first, I got kind of spoiled because that was the decade when Toei decided to do experimentation, and we did have series that focused on character development. So it could just be that I had already seen the best of the best, and that there's nothing left that will really wow me ever again for Sentai. So maybe I need to look at the series with a little bit more leeway than I was doing. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Dynaman. I am currently watching Dynaman. I am halfway through the series. which is episode 25. Now, not Grown Ups in Spandex, Millionfold Curiosity has only released up to episode 36. So I'm trying not to rush too far up to catch up with them, because it could be another 6 months before they release the rest of the series. And I don't want to have a big 6-month gap before I could really continue watching it. I want to kind of space myself better. But once I do get done with that series, a review will be coming. There's just no time period right now on that, because it's all waiting on the fan subs. So, Millionfold, you're doing a great job. Continue taking your time to bring out quality. As soon as they're done, I will get my review out. On a similar subject, I did just finish Winspector last night, so I'm going to start working on my review this week. I'm hoping that I will have the review done by the end of next week before I go to Denver Comic-Con, because I don't want to have to work on that review while also putting together all the footage of Comic-Con. In addition to Winspector, check this out. So Richard Bradshaw gave me for my birthday a figure art that he had an extra of Fire from Winspector. It's pretty awesome. The figure art's pretty cool, and he was pretty awesome for doing that. So thank you so much, Richard. You're awesome. Oh, so I also forgot about, if you watch my interviews from A-Kon, you'll see that I interviewed this couple who create card games, and one I had mentioned was Gunslinger. We had bought a copy of it, and it's kind of cool. It comes with these little bullet shells, casings, whatever you want to call it. And then different cards with different actions, defense moves, attack moves, dynamite, because it's a game where you can actually blow up every player in the game, including yourself, so that there are no winners. You can check these guys out at Dragon's Fire Game. I had put a link in the interview I did with them. But yeah, there's a lot of cool cards. They have rules on the backside of a lot of the cards, so that's kind of cool, so that the rules are always there. They did talk about there was one card that had a misprint. I don't remember what it was right now, but there was a card that was misprinted, so be careful of that when you play this game. If you play this game, I recommend picking it up. It was a lot of fun. What was it? Where was it? Let's see. Yeah, you've got like a card for double tap, duck and cover. You've got where you can bleed onto somebody. There's different weapons. You can shoot. You can just obviously do the shooting. It's just a lot of stuff that was found in the Wild West, or that would be done, that you see in shootouts and stuff in movies. So that's pretty cool. Check them out. As I said, the game's pretty fun, and now I wish I kind of actually recorded footage of us playing it at the convention. But oh well. Now, as I've already talked about a couple times, Denver Comic-Con is coming up next week. I am going to get his press. Sadly, I've only gotten one interview scheduled so far, and it's not looking like it's good, because I haven't heard back from anyone I've contacted about other interviews. So that's kind of disappointing, but you know what? It just means less work for me. I'd still like to interview, though. I mean, it's not that bad. It's kind of fun. Last news report, I asked you all about a Q&A session, and I got quite a few of you that have emailed me questions, which is cool. I've made sure to store them. I haven't really looked at the questions, because I'm kind of thinking I want to maybe look at them just before I start recording this Q&A video, or maybe even right as I'm recording the Q&A video, which means if there's a weird question, it could be awkward to read off, but it doesn't mean I have to answer it. Because I still hold the power. But I'm probably going to record that next week. It's just going to be a long video of me reading and answers, and you'll hear every word I misread, I mispronounce, or whatever, because that's pretty much going to be a video that I'm going to not put any editing into. One, for timing reasons, and just so I can get it out as soon as possible, so I can focus on editing Winspector. However, if you got some questions you want to send me for that video before I get it done, send them to me by next Monday at kaijunokami@gmail.com. Also, you'll probably see a YouTube edition of my review for Alien coming up on there soon, because Fox has claimed that review. Yay! Speaking of Alien, I don't know if you watched my quickie review or not, but do not go see that movie. That movie is awful. Don't. The more I think about it, the worse that movie is. Do not waste your time on it. Don't do it. It is probably the worst movie of the year I've seen thus far. And it will probably remain the worst movie of the year because no matter how bad other movies I watch, like Resident Evil Final Chapters, Underworld, Blood Wars? Bloodlines? Blood Wars? Whatever it is. None of them will be as disappointing as Alien. Because Alien, I actually had expectations for. Those, I don't have any expectations for. Oh, I had no expectations for Wonder Woman, and that movie came out fantastic. Few last items in case you did not hear. Mega Rangers DVD release has been pushed back to October 31st, which is kind of disappointing, but that actually helps me out. It means I can focus on a different Sentai show or start working in Kamen Rider Black, maybe work on Soul Brain because I kind of want to start watching that now that I finished Winspector. So we'll see what goes in that realm. Also, Shin Godzilla is coming out on Blu-ray on August 1st. So look for my review for that probably later this year. I don't know if I'm going to review it like the moment I buy it, just because I do want to give some people time to watch it that haven't seen it yet, that missed it in theaters. Oh man, speaking of this year is going by quick. We're already halfway through this year, and I have not really accomplished the reviews I thought I was going to accomplish. Not like the number, it's just I didn't plan on actually reviewing Ultra 7, Ultraman, Ultra 7X. I didn't plan on reviewing like Changeman yet. I was actually planning to get through the Dynaman trilogy, get those movies that people have sent me, get through a bunch of the Toho movies this year. So yeah, a lot has changed from what my initial plans were. And I'm sure nobody minds, except there's probably that diehard Toho fan that's like, when are you going to review movies again? You're supposed to review movies, not TV series. I'm sick of these Toku TV series. Review movies. If that's the case, well, sorry. My channel, my fun. I review what I want to review. Alright, well, I believe that is all I have now. Once again, send your questions to me that you want me to answer next week. And until then, bye.